Well, hello, Coffee Time friends. How y'all doing? It's me, Mama. We're here for a little Saturday night chat. We had hamburgers. Mama's finishing up hers. Don't it look good? She's got almost half gone.
Yeah,
You done good, Mama.
I don't know what I'm doing pretty
Mama's
good.
got her sweater on. It's a little chilly. It's 82 degrees.
I've had it on and off all day.
Yeah, you have. We've had a wonderful day. We got right around a little while. We had some errands to run. Went by the farmer's market. We didn't stop in, but we seen them all down there, and there was a pretty good crowd today.
Yeah, it was. It's a good day for it.
And they had all kinds of beautiful mums. We haven't bought any mums. I may not buy any this year. I like for them to last through November. If I buy them now, they won't, even if I water them every day. That's another thing. I just don't want to go out there and water them every day. Third reason is we've got two wild beasts that run amok, and they'll have that mums down there at the barn somewhere.
Out in the middle of the yard for sure.
You'd have to anchor them. So we'll probably concentrate a little bit on the porch, just to show the love. Put a little flag out. Maybe put an orange something on the porch. No mums this year, which I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I said last year when they died and
year before last they did. Yeah. We've got, what is it that you got out there? Those marigold. We got orange marigolds in a lot of our pots. So it already looks like we're ready for fall, and it just happened. I've done that before, and marigolds are pretty year-round, but you can't get much prettier than golden marigolds and orange marigolds. They're beautiful for summer, and they last to frost. So,
yeah.
And they make a big old pot. Maybe next year I'll concentrate more on our marigolds and really fill the pots full of those.
That would be pretty.
And they are a natural pest deterrent.
Yeah. They're the good plant in your garden to keep pests away.
Mm-hmm. How's your hamburger, Mama?
It's good. You're doing a good job.
I can cook a burger. We're debating on what we're having for tomorrow. What are y'all having? Give me some good ideas, somebody. Hi, John and Mama. About mums having to water. Yep. Anita, you have to water them, and if you get them now, we got the rest of September, which is already 21st. It's gone, folks. But you got to water them all through October, and as long as they last in November to get to Thanksgiving. I don't know. Was it worth it?
Not this year.
No, I ain't got time for them. I just ain't flat. I ain't got time for them. I know. Just do anything to make an excuse on them over.
Yeah. I started doing that too.
I mean, I would have to plant them up in those big pots. And they may or may not make it there.
And then that's the one she seems to want to attack.
But knock on wood, she's not been back in that pot. I don't know. She's not been as active since her surgery. She's kind of calmed down a little bit. But I think that's just getting over the surgery. I'm sure, she has a little bit of, but she's not messed with her stitches or anything, and I'm sure they're probably ready to come out by now. So she's not had any complications from it, thank goodness. Oliver's doing good for a change.
Got bigger and bigger.
He's big. Oliver's full growed. I think he's big. He ain't no puppy. And the thing about it, he don't look like a puppy anymore. He's got that big boy face.
He's got big face.
He has.
But yeah, he's got time to grow more.
He might grow a little more, Mama. Mama's afraid he's gonna get big as a horse, she says. That's what Mama. He loves you so good he'd probably let you ride him to the garden and back.
He ain't gonna be that big, but he's gonna be big.
He ain't gonna be too big. He ain't gonna be too big. He's gonna be about as big as his mama, maybe an inch taller.
He's picing her up.
He's he's bigger than her now, I think. Anyway, what are y'all doing for supper tonight? It's done past supper time. Even for us, I made hamburgers earlier, and we've had a productive day today. We met with Lisa from Cooking, Cutting Up, and Keeping It Real this morning on a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
It worked out real well. We just chatted. It was like we had always known each other, and it was just fun. And it's good to collaborate like that. If you're doing the same thing as other people, and then you can get together, it's like a dentist convention, or a
Dentist convention.
or a florist convention, or a group of people who do the same kinds of things get together. They always have something in common to talk about, and they can always strike up a conversation. And it was just a real good morning.
Yeah.
And we just really and truly, it wasn't like a meeting. It was just like sitting here talking to y'all, and we drank our coffee.
Talking with friends is what it was like.
What it was. Thank you for those stars. Who sent that beautiful star? Rebecca, and that little star looks so happy. Look at it more.
It's just a bouncing around. I can see it.
Mama can see that one. Thank y'all for those thumbs up and those hearts too. We really appreciate those, and those help the algorithm so much, and they really boost us and put us out there. So that is the signal that Facebook uses to say there's interaction here. So that's a good thing. And they send me a list of folks who interacted. I don't think they ever done that before. I never seen it.
Huh.
Yeah. Cooking convention. Yeah, Wanda, cooking convention. Biscuits and gravy, Karen said, what you having tonight?
Oh, that's
I love biscuits and gravy at night because I don't have to try to stay awake and go to work or something. I can't eat a lot of carbs in the morning because I get tired. Get all carved out. I get tired. I'm trying to stay off carbs, white sugar and flour. Ooh, it's just not good for you. Sure is good though, ain't it? Everything good. It's got a little bit in it. Has fried catfish and french fries for supper. Ooh. Mama, you could go eat with Donna Taylor.
Yeah.
Donna, that sounds so good. You two are so special. Thank you, Gloria. You all are special too. We think the world of y'all. We got a beautiful 5-gallon fish tank this afternoon for our 4-year-old
Oh.
with 8 little fish. It is so beautiful. Oh, Brandy, that does sound wonderful. We had fish for years.
When you was growing up, you had them all.
I guess I was a teenager when I first. We had them when I was little, and I'd always get goldfish. And one year we went to the fair, and I got 2 goldfish, and we stayed all night with my aunt that night. And the next morning we woke up, and one of them had already passed, and I had fed him a little bit of light bread, and you don't do that to your fish. And the other one, he must have just been able to handle it because he didn't die. So I brought that one little survivor home, put him in a little bowl, and kept him in my bedroom on a shelf. I had that fish in that same setup there for 4 or 5 years. He was just a hardy fish. And then I had an aquarium, a 10-gallon aquarium. Mama used to have a 10-gallon aquarium full of guppies years ago.
Yeah, we had them every horse.
And we had guppies. Then Dad came hauling in here one day with a 8-sided hexagon 55-gallon tank
On a wooden stand.
on a stand. And I said, what are you going to do with that? And he said, I'll probably trade on it. Somebody will want it. I said, well, sure would be nice if we had one. He said, well, I guess you got one. Right there it is. And I said, you going to let us keep it? He said, well, if you want it, you can keep it. So we put it in the corner of the living room. I've got the background look like the ocean blue. It had the light on it. At night, the whole living room would glow blue. It was so pretty. I had fish, and the guy I bought them from, and the woman, there was a family that raised them. They knew all about them. So I told them what kind of tank I had, and they sold me fish, and I didn't know this. They sold me fish by the layers. So when you got a big tall tank like that, you've got fish that'll swim at the top level. You got fish that will kind of mingle in the middle, and then you get fish that wants to get on the bottom. So they had my tank looking beautiful. And my cousin had one too. a little different one, but we both were into the fish business for a while. And I had the sharks, which was kind of like catfish. And I had a ghost, and you took an old, some of y'all may remember this kind of stuff. You took a coil oil lamp chimney, the glass chimney, and you stuck it in the bottom of your tank. You couldn't hardly see it. But that ghost fish thought it was a cave, even though it was fully lit. Maybe it wasn't the smartest ghost fish. But all the ghost fish were that smart. And it would climb in that chimney and stay when it was scared or when it didn't like what was going on, and you could just see it. It didn't, you didn't know it was clear. And I used to think it was so tickled because you could just watch him, and he'd be out there, and if he saw you, he'd run in that chimney like it was hid. And we had neons and head and tail lights, and they glowed. I know they got fancy fish now. I don't know. But anyway, one night I was in my bedroom, and then we'd had this tank 6 or 7 years, maybe longer. And we had carpet in there at that time. Dad was sitting in there watching TV, and I heard a weird sound. It was splattering. I come there. I said, "What's going on?" He said, "Nothing. Nothing in here."
Which he couldn't hear good, though.
He couldn't hear good. There was about halfway down that tank, it had sprung a leak in one of those corners. Water was shooting out on the floor. And when it got saturated, it was splattering. We had a problem, Houston, and it wasn't easy. I had to quickly... is there somebody outside?
No, I'm going to have to go. Yeah.
I heard a car door.
Okay.
You going to check it? I can leave you here to check, to talk to him, and I'll go check.
No.
I had to quickly dip all that out. Mama, in case you don't come back till I'm by.
Bye-bye. See you later. Bye-bye.
I had to quickly dip all that water out. Thank goodness there's enough water left for the fish. And so I took my fish to my cousin's house and let her have them. And I never did get it set back up because I really just didn't trust it after that. Because what if we hadn't been home? There would have been at least 30 gallons of water probably shooting out on the floor in there. So I never did really set that one back up. And I bought another one later on. It was called a flatback hex. It was a hexagon, but it had a long flat back, and it was just hex on the ends. And in the front, of course, had to be long. And I never did set it back up because it was the fear of that water coming out of there was still in my mind. Hey, John and Mama. Hey, KK, how are you? Hey, Sarah, how are you? I love those hearts. I made cowboy slop today. Oh, did you, Rebecca? I haven't made that in a long time. Hey, John and Mama. Hey, Janice. Good evening. I wish both of the dogs were house dogs. I know Abby and Ashley will not come in. Oliver will come in, but he wants to go back out. Abby will come in now. She will come in. She's kind of got over doorway fear. What I don't know. She would come to the door and stand and look up like I'm not coming through. But then I started letting them in the front door and go through and give them a snack and then let them go out the back door. Or her initially and then him too. So she's not so afraid anymore. She'll come in, but she wants to go back out. He's the same way. I don't think either one of them would ever make a house dog because they just don't like it. Oliver, they both kind of act the same. I was afraid maybe Abby had been abused, but it might just be their nature because I know Oliver hasn't been. And he acts the same way. They'll come in. We've got a swing out there in the sun porch, and I'll sit in the swing, and they'll both come up, and I'll pet them for maybe an hour. It's a lot of petting. As long as you're petting, they're fine. As soon as you quit petting, they go to the door. Like, okay, let us out. They don't never lay down. It's not like kind of comfort zone for them. But they've got their areas out on the porch. Last year, I worried about her in the snow and the cold. I think it was just me worrying because the yard would be full of her footy prints where she'd just run all over the place. She would lay in it, she'd roll in it. She would sleep in her warm bed, but she really did not mind snow at all. She don't mind rain. Abby don't let anything obstruct what she's wanting to do. Nothing. If it's thundering and lightning and pouring the rain, if she wants to go to the barn, she'll take off to the barn. She'll be on the warm, dry back porch. And if she takes a notion to go see who's around front, she'll just take off and go. Snow don't bother her. Storms don't bother her. Rain don't bother her. She's very adaptive to any kind of weather. Oliver, he doesn't care for the water as much. So he'll hang on the porch more if it rains. And she'll leave and he'll look at me like, what's wrong with her? Because she don't know it's raining. I'm like, that's your mother. But Abby don't care. I mean, you won't see any difference in her. And sometimes, depending on where she's at when it starts raining, of course, if it rains, I go to check on them if I'm here. And I'll go out. Oliver will be laying on the porch. Abby's nowhere to be found. I'll holler for her. Maybe 5 minutes later, here she'll come around the house like, did you holler for me? Yeah. And she'll come up on the porch. She don't care. I don't know. Dogs are different. I was used to Maggie. She wouldn't even go on the porch if it was raining. She, nothing having it. So dogs have their own little individual personalities. And if you think you're going to second guess them, think again. Think again. I received my chopper. Is it not wonderful? Darrell, you will love the chopper. You can do anything you want to with it. I make ham salad in it. I make bologna salad in it. I, of course, make my coleslaw in it. I do everything in it. It has a beater attachment. You can make a cake in it. You don't have to use blades. There is a beater that you can use to do cake mix. And yes, I have used it for that before. I probably made a video of it. But you can make homemade dressings in it that way. Use that beater attachment. You can make your ranch. It makes it so creamy and delicious. I'll make ranch in it next time I make ranch for y'all, just to show you how it is. I make Thousand Island in it. I like to make Thousand Island in it because I'll put the blades in there, put my onions, put my pickles or pickle relish, whatever, chop it up a little finer. And then I take that out and put the beater, like the mixer beater, in there. And then I put my other things, and then I can blend it real well. So that is working. I've still got my throat, but it does this every day. It's the goldenrod here. It's in full bloom. It's everywhere. It's pretty. But it don't give people with allergies any rest at all. Do you know what kind of dog she is? Nope, Lisa. She's probably a Heinz 57. I don't really know. She looks like she could have some beagle in her, but she's not that small. She's black and she's got gold and real penny color, copper color on her. You've seen her. But I don't really know what kind of dog she is. Don't know what kind of dog Oliver is. He's half of whatever she is, and half of. I saw pictures of Abby before I got her, and she and a black and white dog, about the same size as her, was a picture over at the Indian Mountain Park, and they had a caption on there. Does anybody know whose dogs these are? And come and claim them. Well, a guy I know lives just behind the park, or across the road. Well, she ended up on his front porch. And it was 26th of December. And he says, I've got a dog coming. I've ordered a dog. A golden poo or something. I don't know. Some kind of dog. I need to find the home for this one because she just took up here. So I texted him. I said, bring her over here. Bring her to me. I'll take her if you'll bring her over here. I thought that was a good deal. He said, I'll be right there. So here he comes. He was carrying her and come in the front door. And he said she hadn't eaten anything for them. And I had some pepperonis. She ate them right quick. We set her down in there. She didn't like being in the house, but she was still friendly. So I took her out on the front porch, and she liked it out there. And she slept out there, and the next morning I thought, I hope she's still there. And got up, she was right where I left her on the rug, and just as snug as a bug in a rug, as they say. And she never left. She never tried. I didn't tie her. I didn't put her in a pen. It was just love. You know, if you love us, you want to stay with us, you're welcome to. If you got other plans, we understand. And she didn't leave. I don't even think she got out of the yard for a month. But she was fed well. She gained weight quickly. And so from the 26th of December on, she's been right here, except for the 3 days that she got gone. We don't know where she was. Don't know nothing about it. We just know she was gone. It's the day of the eclipse. And 3 days later, she showed back up. Blame it on the eclipse or not. I don't know. Don't know where she was, but she had puppies by then. And I was feeding puppies. Me and Mama was having to feed puppies. I thought, I've got 8 puppies. And no Mama. And third day, she just showed back up about the same time she got gone with no explanation. But she was not hungry, and she had been fed and watered. It appeared. And she seemed to be just, her plane just landed and she got in here from vacation. And she just went right back to her pups, and I fed her, and she ate half of it and walked off and left the rest of it. So I knew she wasn't hungry. And I sat on the porch, and on the back porch, in the swing, and she come over and laid her head up on my knee like, I've missed you. I was on a little break. Thanks for taking care of my kids. I don't know where she went, but she's not been gone since then. She'll run off, for the day and get in the fields and come back, but she always comes back when you holler for her. And Oliver, he lays right here. They're just big old homebodies, and we just love them to death. And Mama loves them. They both got gone, about a month ago. And I say that, not really, but Mama went out and hollered for them like at 2 o'clock on a Sunday. And they wouldn't come up, and that was unusual. And so by 3:30, Mama said, I've hollered for them, and I've put food out here, and they've not come back. They are gone. And so I went out, I hollered, I couldn't find them. I walked over around the house, went to the barn, and done everything. They were gone, as far as we were concerned. So immediately we panicked, and we took off, and we rode the roads, and we hollered, and we looked in fields and people's houses. Where could they possibly be? They've not been gone that long. And we were gone probably looking for them about 50 minutes. Wasn't an hour. And I said, they'll be home when we get home, Mama. They ain't gone. Mama was all upset. Well, we pulled in the front, and they weren't there. So I pulled down the barn road. Thought, well, maybe I'll go around this one. So they wasn't there. And they didn't come out. So I pulled out in the backyard and under the shade tree. And I had the window down, and I looked at Mama and I said, this backyard looks so empty without them babies. And all of a sudden, Abby, she acted like it startled her. She started barking her, somebody's out here to kill us bark. That roar, 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 and she's on the porch. And I looked at Mama and I said, I hear her. And when she started barking, Oliver ran down there to meet us. Then Abby ran down there. And Lord, you ought to seen it. It was like a homecoming. We hugged and just slobbered and going on. They was just so happy to see us. But all total, they couldn't have been gone over an hour and a half, because they was here when we got back. We weren't gone 50 minutes. So they was probably laying down there in that barn asleep when we was hollering for them. But Mom said, I'm so glad to see him. I said, well, we both panicked, didn't we? And we panicked a little bit. But I said, I think you was on the verge of crying. And she said, well, I just didn't want them to be hurt. And I said, I think you kind of like them. And she said, I love them pups. She never would say that before. She said, those are yours. Those are yours. Well, they was Mama's that day. She checks on them first thing in the morning. She checks on them all through the day. She can tell you about where they are at all times. And then last thing at night, of course, we check on them. And we feed them. I feed them a midnight snack, I call it, even if it's at 8:30. They get fed in the morning. They get fed about 4:30 or 5, because that's when I normally come home. And then at night they get a biscuit, a bone, a milk bone or something, and sometimes even like a little half scoop of food a piece. Here you go, kiddos. Yeah, Oliver's almost 30 pounds. Abby's almost 50. What the vet said. So that was what there was. Well, there must not have been a car door out there. Mama, say somebody out there?
Yeah.
She said, yeah, there was. So she must be talking to him. Folks, we're going to say good night. We're going to say Sunday school highlights in the morning about 9 o'clock, 9:30. Depends on if the devil comes by and ties me up and keeps me from getting all my stuff done, or I think I got more time I really do. Sometimes that happens to me. I blame it on the devil, but sometimes it might be me making the wrong decisions, piddling around. But Sunday school highlights in the morning, and then we'll do something for Southern Sunday Luncheon, Lord willing, and we'll see y'all then. All right? So y'all have a blessed night and enjoy it, and see you tomorrow. Bye.